Hello Leo, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we are going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Leo for the week of May 9th. Now Leo, do keep in mind this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now, I do not offer personal readings, so if you get a message from someone, that is not me, that's someone impersonating me. Please do keep that in mind. Please do not get scammed. All right, Leo, let's go ahead and see what we have here with all of that said. Now, if you've not yet hit the subscribe button, please do consider doing that. It really helps my channel grow in a big way. All right, so let me go ahead and make sure everything is in view here, and then we'll get right into it. Also take 3 Kipper cards to clarify as we go along. And put that right there. All right. Leo, looks like a really nice potential week for you here. You know, it's interesting because the month of May, there's a lot of things going on astrologically. We have a Mercury retrograde coming up, and on the same day, Jupiter moves into Aries, and you have Jupiter energy here at the base of the pyramid in the middle here, kind of laying out the entire context of this reading. There's something here around that may be very good for you. Okay, Jupiter in Aries could potentially be a very fun period of time for people. And yeah, you may want to take a look at that. If you're really into astrology, you may want to take a look at your own chart and you know, maybe even watch some videos on YouTube from astrologers and see how that Jupiter Aries transit may look for you. Getting a very strong message to tell you that. So let's just go ahead and dive in here. In your overall situation, you do have this Wheel of Fortune, which I've talked about. This is associated with the planet Jupiter. And more importantly, well, first, Jupiter is about luck, expansion, good fortune, jovial energy, fun energy, and kind of cheerful energy. And, you know, this Wheel of Fortune here, you know, this talks about, also I'm getting this image of you celebrating, by the way. Leo, I'm getting this image of you like, I almost see you in a pub, whether you drink or you don't drink, doesn't matter. But I almost see you in like a pub, like throwing your glass in the air, like celebrating, almost like 3 of Cups energy. I would not be surprised to see the 3 of Cups. But I see you like celebrating something here, okay? The Wheel of Fortune, this is about your destiny, more importantly. So it is Jupiter, but it's about your destiny. And it says that the wheel of your destiny has spun in your direction. And it basically says that conditions right now are favorable for you to take a leap, okay? The example I always like to give, trains coming into the station. You're in the station. Are you gonna hop on the train or are you gonna stay in the station? Because the reality is that the wheel will not always be pointing in your direction. The wheel will keep spinning. And so right now, conditions are favorable for you to either go for something or make a change or do something good for yourself here. Now, in the past, you do have this Ace of Swords and the 6 of Wands. So, you know, this makes sense. 2 cards heavily associated with the keyword victory. Okay, both cards represent major success and victory, winning something. The Ace of Swords is a new beginning, and it's really a victory that leads to a new beginning. It's also the feeling of the clouds in the background clearing, making way for something new. It's a breakthrough in your life. You have this here with the 6 of Wands as well. 6 of Wands is victory and success. It's exceeding expectations. This can even come with public recognition. Okay, this can even come with public recognition. This is an even bigger victory because it's the second one in the suit of Wands. This is, Wands is the suit of work, career, enterprise. So this could see you in the past year. Some of you may have had nice success at work and in your career in some ways here. I definitely feel like that could be the case. You know, I also feel like maybe some of you recently have had a promotion. What's interesting here is if you take a look in the background, do you see there's a shadowy figure here? Okay, do you see that? So that is the 7 of Swords person in this tarot deck. It's this symbolism for this idea that unfortunately when you begin to have success and when you begin to succeed, you begin to exceed expectations. Not everybody is going to have your best interest at hand. And moving to the future, you do have this Two of Wands and Three of Swords. So getting back to this idea of this like shadowy figure person here. And so do not fear success, but what could be going on is there could be somebody who, with this Three of Swords, is not extremely happy. It's almost like some of you are, what is the term, glowing up. I don't really ever use that term. I almost never use it. But it's almost like some of you are having a glow up, and it's like someone's going to come in and try to be like, you know, try to like put their energy or imprint their energy or like disrupt your glow up for some reason. Okay. And it's like, I do wonder if maybe some of you this may happen, but I would say have no fear here, because there's nothing, what I would tell you is that there's nothing wrong with being successful in life, and we should be striving for success. And especially if this is something that you've been having, which it looks very good for that for these first three cards, keep it going, keep the train going. So that could be coming in here with the Three of Swords. I'm not sure if it's relationship related or if it's friendship related or if it's a colleague or what. We'll get some more clarity on that, but you do have this Two of Wands. Your ability to, your achievement here, you know, the word achievement's coming into my mind here. Your achievement here in the past is now kind of leading you to ask yourself, maybe do some, the phrase information gathering is coming into my mind. Research or gather information on which direction you want to go from here, because it's like you've created a nice base level of success for yourself, but now it's like it's almost like obviously this person's at a fork in the road, but it's obviously like this idea here with the Wheel of Fortune. The success has given you some type of opportunity, and now you need to decide which opportunity is best for you. And what happens if you take this opportunity and what happens if you take the opportunity or you don't take the opportunity? So I see choices, movement, decisions for you here. Let's move up the pyramid. So you have the Page of Swords, Five of Swords, Three of Wands. Yeah, Seven of Wands. Yeah, no question about it. So the thing is, so Six of Wands, Seven of Wands. So you don't have the Seven of Swords, but you do have the card that comes after the after the Six of Wands, which is the Seven of Wands. And this person is literally here defending their ground. Okay? After the victory and success of the, excuse me there for that sound, after the victory and success of the Six of Wands, you now have people who want what you have. Okay, people are now coming after you. And I don't say this to scare you, but I do say this as just a warning, because you have it kind of coupled with this Three of Swords. And that's just part of life. Like, competition is part of life. Seven of Wands, major card of competition. And this often comes when you're doing something good. And so it's just part of, it's just part of the situation that we all have here in the 3D. You also have this Three of Wands, which is about kind of taking something to the next level. The research of the Two of Wands that you do here with the Two of Wands sets you up for this Three of Wands energy. Three of Wands is about some sort of grand adventure. It's a really fun type of energy here of you kind of getting fired up, going somewhere new, going to new places, seeing different people, seeing different shorelines. And this is all because you've done some type of information gathering. You've done the research. You've planned out the trip, if you want to think about it that way. And now you're ready to board the train, or you're ready to board the plane, or whatever it is that you're doing here. Get in your car, and so here it is, right? So we see you here making major moves in the future, and it looks very good. It's the first win in the Suit of Wands. You have the second win in the Suit of Wands. So the wins are stacking up here, I have to tell you. The wins are stacking up. Now you have this Page of Swords, Five of Swords. There's a situation with a person that doesn't feel right to me as the reader, okay? The Page of Swords can be somebody who's maybe extremely opinionated, somebody who always like feels that they need to kind of make their mark on something. This, we've all had those colleagues that just they always need to say something, and they always need to sort of, you know, bring their opinions forward. And you know, you have this here with the Five of Swords, which it's almost like I see you having won out over this person. Like you have been victorious over this person. And let's go ahead and dive into this a little bit more here. So let's go ahead and take these 3 Kipper cards to clarify as we go along. All right, so you have imprisonment, poverty, and house. Imprisonment, poverty, and house. Okay, I have to be real with you. These are not really fitting into the narrative here, but you know, if I'm just putting this together, some of you have almost risen from the ashes here. Okay, I feel like some of you have risen from the ashes here. I know it's dramatic, but this is kind of something that I'm feeling. And, you know, it's almost like I feel like maybe some of you are even moving out of a situation. You may have felt trapped in your living situation here. And it's almost this very specific story where like maybe you've taken a higher paying job, or you've bettered yourself in some way that has allowed you to move into a better living situation. And that could happen in a bunch of different ways, but it's almost like there's this really big mountain, there's this mountain of success here, and it's possible that some of you are just like breaking out of a less than ideal living situation. I know it's specific. I also think that some of you have won over, it's like maybe there was a competition and you've exceeded, like you have won in that competition. Let's see what else we have here. You have the Six of Cups, Four of Cups, and the Eight of Wands. Some of you might go on a trip in the future, and this may feel like you're soul searching in some ways. I'm getting that very strongly here with this Wheel of Fortune, Three of Wands, Eight of Wands, stepping something up here, okay? Like moving something up here in your life. The Eight of Wands and the Three of Wands are both major cards of travel. The Eight of Wands is about potentially some distance associated with the travel. That's travel by air or travel by flight, but there's some sort of distance. It's also just generally, if it's not about travel, it's about accelerated motion, you know, things moving ahead, things, you know, speeding up for you. It can also say that potentially there's news coming in from a distance. So this would be through a phone call, a text message, email, letter, social media. You do have an interesting combination here with the Six of Wands being in the public, as well as the Eight of Wands, anything like digital. And so there may be something here where you've started a social media profile. And I wonder if somebody's maybe like watching you. And I don't mean this in like a stalker way, but I mean this in like, there's somebody who's extremely competitive with you. There's somebody who's extremely, I don't think you should be afraid of this. I don't think it's like you're in danger in any way. I'm not saying that. I don't think you're in danger in any way. I think there's somebody who's just like watching your profile and like they're asking themselves like, why aren't I as successful as Leo? That's what I'm getting here. Like, why aren't I as successful as this person? It's like you're having this glow up and someone wants to ruin it. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, you have the Ace of Wands and you have the Queen of Cups. The thing is, they're bored, by the way, with the Six of Cups and the Four of Cups. They're bored. Like, this person that we've been talking about, they're stuck in the past. They're bored. And the reality is that boredom is not a good energy because it leads us to do things like compare ourselves to others, compare our current situation to where other people are, etc., which is why I was bringing in that story of like you maybe having success online in some ways, or even just posting your success, which you should be able to do. You should not feel bad about posting your success. That's totally okay for you to do. I'm here to tell you that. And okay, so yeah, that's kind of another thing that I wanted to say here. But you have this Ace of Wands, which is an amazing card of you physically starting something. This is a major energy of side hustles, you know, turning a passion into a profit. The word yarn, the word yarn is coming into my mind. I don't know why. Some of you may resonate with that. Maybe some of you own clothing, like brand or something like, Yeah, I just got to chill there. Yeah, some of you may own a clothing brand, or you may sell clothing or something. But you have this Queen of Cups as well. Queen of Cups person is like a trusted friend or ally. Could also be a good partner in relationships. I really feel like stick to your ride or dies at this time, okay? Because there is another energy here that I don't like from somebody else that you already probably know, and like you have their number. Uh, at the top of the pyramid here, you have the Four of Swords. Okay, Four of Swords is rest, recovery, recuperation. You have so I really like this. Do you see the three swords here on the banner above this person? So that is the Three of Swords card, which you have in the future here. And this person is successfully resting and recovering from some sort of challenging or heartbreaking situation. And so this is not doom and gloom. This is you successfully working through something. You also have this King of Pentacles here, which is, yeah, somebody who's extremely successful in business, somebody who's well-to-do, someone who's climbed the ladder. They're literally sitting on a gold throne. They have a gold crown. Doesn't matter what gender you are. I don't attach gender to my cards. This is somebody who's achieved financial, material, or career success, which I strongly feel like some of you have done because of the victory in the past, or you're on your way to doing that. So Rising from the Ashes, Leo, thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you. I'll see you in the next reading.